Hi, I'm Trevor and this is my channel The Musette, and today I'm going to explain to you how to take the stress out of replacing cleats. It can be a really simple job. It will take the time it takes you to boil an egg.
Replacing Look Keo Cleats. Let's take a look at the three different cleats. The red one is the most lateral movement when you're fitted to the shoe. So your movement will be 9 degrees lateral movement, wiggle room on your feet when it's clipped in. The grey one is 4.5 degrees and the black one is zero movement. I wouldn't recommend using the black one if you're new to cycling. It can cause you tendinitis if your cleat isn't set up properly. I'm going to be installing and using the grey cleats, but just to explain the anatomy of the cleat. Here you've got grip pads. Therefore when you walk, you won't slip and fall over. You won't slip and injure yourself. When you're pushing away from a standing start, for example, when you're leaving home, you probably won't push very hard, but when you're moving away from a traffic light or a road junction, you might want to push a bit harder to get into the flow with the traffic. And so these are very important. And most important of all, if you're racing and you're on the start line and some races start very fast, you might need to give a really hard push. And if these are worn down and even missing, you risk injuring yourself. Okay, so let's take a look at the underneath. This item here is a positioning template. Once your cleats have been fitted to your shoes and the setup is okay and you've ridden a few medium and then long rides, you will be able to fix this to the sole of your shoe with a screw. When you've done that, changing the cleats will be so much easier. Let's take a look at how you do this. Okay, I used to use Tipp-Ex. Well, I used it once, Tipp-Ex around the cleat and use that to set up my cleat. You don't need to do that. You take a screwdriver and you remove this plastic tab here. Let's just show it on the red cleat. There, this plastic tab. Just use a very tiny screwdriver. And then you've got inside, you've got this tab, positioning tab, okay? And if you want to fix it in place, which I'm going to do now, and just take a small screw, and a screwdriver, and here's a model or electric screwdriver to screw this into the sole. Not going to be too easy, but it should work out if this. Okay, here we go. Okay, so that's fixed in place. The screw isn't perfectly vertical. It doesn't matter. I'll just check it doesn't go through the sole. It won't, because it only goes in by about that much. It really is just enough. Okay, so that's basically. I'm just going to double check this is in tight. Okay, that one is done. And we'll do the other one. Right, so we can imagine that we did this a long time ago and we're just going to replace the cleats, and this is what you need when the cleats are properly set up. Okay, so I'm using the following to swap the cleats. A catlet tray. Basically, if you drop a screw or anything, it stays in the tray. It's easy to find. You're not going to be bending down looking on the floor and wasting time. So you're saving your knees and your back and your neck and your time. Also, a 4mm Allen key, and if you've got older bolts, you'll need a 3mm Allen key to remove the old bolts and a 4mm to fit new bolts if you've got new bolts. And to speed up the process, I'm using an electric screwdriver. My system doesn't have the old bolts, so I don't need these. Here we go, with a different pair of shoes. So there you can see the tab, and the old cleat goes in the bin, the new cleat goes in position, put the washers in, I won't tighten these up completely because I don't want to put any extra force, turning force on the cleat as I'm tightening the first screw, and put the others into place to hold it in, pin it into place, and then use the Allen key to tighten up. There, that's one. Try again with a second. I'm not sure if that was easy to see for this first one. 1, 2, 3. Take it out. Put the new one in. The new washers. Just set the electric screwdrivers to go in the right direction. Put the first in, first screw. As soon as it starts to tighten, ease off. Put in another screw. And the last screw. And tighten up. And that's it. The job is done. Cleats are in the bin, and the shoes are ready for use. Now I'm not going to replace these rubber seals. I'm going to use a ninja level marginal gain, which is basically, I'm going to use a bit of gaffer tape to seal those holes. It's lighter. You're going to save 1 gram per shoe. That's 2 grams. 4 grams if you're riding a tandem. Right, that's it. Done. Thank you. Don't forget to tidy everything away once you've finished, so that you know where to find things for your next job.